Benyamin, this is an exquisite book, The Exquisite Einstein Effect. How about we invent the Einstein maneuver? There's a lot of history to that. The first thing I had to say is, without intending to, I should have all my... The Elephant in the Universe. This book has Avi Loeb's name on the front of it. I picked it up right alongside. I've already read this. Really good book about the 100-year search for dark matter. Let me tell you, it's dark energy. Some portion of it is consciousness. That's why I call myself the she-Einstein of consciousness. I grew up around the little tri-state area where West Virginia penetrates Ohio and Pennsylvania. I was born in Ohio, went to college at Carnegie Mellon. I'm a degreed Carnegie Mellon philosopher. I was a software consultant for 2 decades, running payroll, implementing payroll systems across biotech and technology companies. Then in my 40s, I lost nearly 90% of my capacity to walk and talk due to a toxic mold exposure. An apartment in Seattle, one of the places I was working. Mold behind the walls. I self-engineered a way to get my walking and talking back just in time to end up destitute and homeless from the pandemic, because nobody will listen to me because we don't think it's possible to understand consciousness. It is. And we don't then think that you have to go back and do the logic, plus love intertwined, on human functioning once you know what consciousness is. We've got a lot of things wrong. As far as I like to say, we only know about 2/5 of human functioning. The 3/5 that are left are bioelectricity. There's an actual journal, look it up. Biomagnetism, that's the fun stuff. And then bioelectromagnetism is consciousness. The whole integrated intertwinedness of electricity and magnetism is how life functions. I'm the creator of life-centric thinking, which is how I'm coming to you to run the global thought experiments to save our species from self-extincting in approximately 30 years on the Einstein social media accounts. You know, Avi Loeb can vet me. Have anyone you want vet me. I'm very playful and Einstein-like in all of this, you know, but it's lived experience. I know how to stay alive not using Western medicine and using ancestral wisdom like the chakras and the meridians. These things are very real. Now, also in here, Lauren Gussie's, please, because right behind saying I'm the she-Einstein of consciousness, I say I'm the she-Sherlock of human functioning. This is back to how bioelectromagnetism gives us answers to things like cancer and Parkinson's disease and chronic fatigue and fibromyalgia and mental illness. And then Ellen DeGeneres, please, if you could, I want to meet Doron Ophir. Finding Einstein, Ellen DeGeneres, the she-Einstein of consciousness, who thinks she is the she-Chappelle of #stand-up philosophy. Ellen wants to be my patron, my Renaissance matron. See, when you know what consciousness is, you don't put it in a GL account balance, and you don't give it to any institution that exists. You give it to humanity. That's why I, have been following Uncle Albie a lot. He was not okay with his great works immediately producing bombs and destruction. The philosophical hypothesis of bioelectromagnetism is real. Science communication. I'm a philosopher. I haven't done the experiments. I've done the thought experiments on what's missing in human functioning. And I did it through figuring out how to keep myself alive and reversing the fact that I couldn't walk and talk in my 40s. Come on. This is a great story. But my mind, as perhaps Yahoo Serious is as well, I don't have a linear thinking. I used to run payroll. The IRS was my client. I did exceedingly well at that job. Not anymore. The toxic mold exposure rearranged how the neurons interconnect. Plasticity. One of the things about Einstein, that he really did feel that it was a young man's game, science. Well, philosophy might turn out to be an old woman's destiny. Anyway. What? I know this is a crazy thing to ask, but this is when you know what consciousness is, you need to go full out. You need to help humanity. We have 8 billion people who don't really know how we're going to get past climate change and the ever-escalating burdens of chronic disease and mental illness and the dehumanization of plantation capitalism. I've thought these things through because I am alone in the world and I am homeless and I have no money to eat. We could do some things about that. It takes, hour or so a week of your time to pull this together and for me to be able to offer thought experiments through the social media accounts. I'm willing to talk to all of the people at Hebrew University. I'm willing to, talk to anyone you want. You got the ability to get to anyone. Do me a Mandy Patinkin, all right? Let's just talk. I have to go quickly, and this is going to turn off. I'm running out of actual space. So I hate being brief. This is a real, important, world-evolving, quantum physics-based E equals mc squared pivots to EM, capitals, electromagnetism, equals C, capital, consciousness, cubed. It's that simple. It's a really easy way. At the 8 billion humanity level, 1 + 1 = 3. 1 man plus 1 woman equals a third baby. The calculus of life. These are things that help us unite, help us have life-centric thinking, to think as a global hive mind, differently from stuff-centric, money matters most, masculinity thinking. Changes everything. For a long time, 1905 up to 1919, nobody knew who he was. In that spot, and Uncle Albie wants to be involved in sharing with the world that energy equals matter is happening in bodies, human bodies, and life that's embodied. We can get 100 million for the search for alien life. How much can we get to finally solve human functioning and consciousness? Let's have a little partnership, harmony.